2, 3, 4. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. Oh, I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy, I just wanna shout. Woo! One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. Oh, I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy, I just wanna shout. Woo! So happy, I just wanna shout. Woo! One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. I said God is all there is. I said God is all there is.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa, and thank you so much to our band for that beautiful welcome. When we stand at the edge of what we cannot yet name, how do we learn to trust the path ahead? This is a challenge many face, and it's one that the science of mind, our teaching, speaks to with clarity. Our teaching shows that the unknown is not empty, but alive with possibility. And as we recognize our unity with the infinite, that's when fear loosens its hold on us. And this is the awareness we aspire to have at the Center for Spiritual Living, that life is filled with infinite possibility. Whether you're here in the room or watching online on our YouTube channel, please know that you're welcome here, where we seek to make the unknown known by honoring inclusion, diversity, and equity. Whether this is your very first time here or you've been attending for years, please know that we love it when people attend and let us know what their experience is about, whether that's on the chat online or by just coming to speak to me after the service. We'd like to know what your experience of the center is like. Won't you please join me in reading our mission? And here it is. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. We aspire to embody this mission through our 5 spiritual practices. Will you please read them with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. In our community, we use flowers to send messages of love and appreciation to each other. And today's flower dedication is really special. It's from our staff and our Giving Intention team, and it is for every person or family who has submitted a Giving Intention form. Your love and generosity and kindness touch our hearts. They help our center be a place where all can come to be seen and accepted wherever they are on their spiritual path. These Giving Intention forms help us plan our vision for 2026, and we are grateful for your commitment and support. Thank you. So this is where you give yourself a round of applause. Oh, it says, please do not ad-lib this part. Okay. We would like to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. So if you are a first-time visitor in the room, won't you please stand as you are able, or raise your hand and keep your hand raised, because we'd like to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of our gratitude that you are with us today. So please remain standing or keep your hand up so we can find you. Again, welcome. And if you're watching online for the first time, please let us know in the chat. We'd really like to hear from you. I know that somewhere between the music and the meditation and the prayer and our practices and the message today is exactly what you're seeking for the next step of your spiritual journey. You're welcome here. And now please enjoy some music for a short time before we have our time of silent contemplation and prayer. Welcome.
Separate us, we are one. Oh, lover of my soul and keeper of my spirit, nothing can separate us, we are one. Separate us, we are one. All nations on the earth and life upon the planet, nothing can separate us, we are one. Separate us, we are one. We are one. We are one. Nothing can separate us, we are one. There is one love, one power for good, one creative force that goes on forever. What does that mean? It never begins or ends. It simply is. It exists everywhere in entirety. And since there is only one love, one beloved, I must be made of this good. I am the beloved expressing. I am that force for good, that creativeness. I am one small part of the infinite. And as this is true of me, it is true of each one listening, each one the beloved, each one of you. That force for good, that persevering power. And so I speak my word now for this service, that it be the place that we wake up and remember who we are. Remember the good. Remember the love, no matter what the appearance. That this creativity is us, that we are the ones. And as we wake up, we remember the truth of our being, the eternal goodness. And I claim that somewhere in the music, in the silences, in the hugs, in the word of truth, Reverend Russ speaks, somewhere is that moment that we go, oh, right, I am that love. And so I give thanks for this remembering, this awakening, this service. And I thank each one who makes it possible. And together we say, and we turn it over to the law that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is. Good morning. I'm Venus Maher, a licensed prayer practitioner here at the center, and I ask you to read the affirmation with me. I honor the spiritual nature of life in all.
I am connected to this divine source of love that guides me through this world. I make an impact with each being I meet. Today is exactly what I need for my highest good, for my highest good. I am worthy for my highest good, for my highest good. I am worthy. I am accepted by this divine source of love that rises through this
Good morning. Thank you, Astra, for that beautiful song, and thank you to the gentlemen of the band. So our talk title today is The Soul of an Octopus. Yeah, I had the same reaction. And it turns out that this is a reference to a book by the same name that was written by Cy Montgomery. And in The Soul of an Octopus, Cy shares her experience meeting many octopuses, which, by the way, that is the correct plural term. It's not octopi. She teaches us that. And throughout her story, she shares the deep emotional connection and impact that these encounters have with her. Now, the octopus is a marvelous creature. It's both unique, but it can also feel very alien to us humans, and that's because it's built very differently. It doesn't have any bones, for example. Its brain doesn't look anything like our brain. In fact, it tends to fill its entire body. And it can change its skin color just like that many times. In fact, it often does this based on its mood, because octopuses have moods. And even the smallest octopus can carry strength far greater than a human being's, and that's probably why there's also some fear associated with them. But those tentacles, did you know, all of those suckers that are on those tentacles, that's how an octopus tastes. That's how it senses its world. But most surprisingly about the octopus is how incredibly curious and intelligent they are. It turns out that they can solve complex problems. They can even be mischievous and playful, especially if they're bored, because octopuses get bored. And what's really beautiful is that they demonstrate emotional connection, even with human beings, just like a dog shows its emotional connection with its human being. So these things, they're all things that Cy Montgomery learned in her exploration, and I think they're all examples of that infinite creativity of spirit. But the octopus, it also tells me something else that I think is so important, and that's that intelligence and connection can often show up in ways that we might never expect. And that's our first idea today. I've found that sometimes I will prejudge based upon appearances and the things that I don't know. And I think that this is something that we probably all do from time to time. For example, I may see somebody who's behaving in a way that I don't understand, or maybe that I even disagree with. And so then my mind likes to make up all the reasons why that person is the worst person in the world, why they're alien. Now, this is how the human mind tends to react to the things that it doesn't know, and I found that it can be a challenge in my life, and I know I'm not alone in this. This is a big problem that humanity has struggled with through a lot of our history. You know, whole wars have begun just because of fear of the unknown, because one side was afraid of who the other side was. And it doesn't help that we tend to be wired, because of millions of years of evolution, to respond defensively to the unknown when we encounter it, even if that unknown doesn't actually threaten our safety. For example, take the fight for LGBTQ rights. Gay marriage, if you didn't know, doesn't threaten anyone's safety. But look at how long it took for it to become the law of the land. And the truth is that it's an unknown for many, and it has been frightening to many. It still is for some. But I know that because of curiosity, within this seeming unknown, gay marriage, lies something that's actually beautiful and sacred. So as I get older, I find that the way that I respond to the things that I don't know really is what defines me. You know, in the past, it was really easy for me to retreat and to hide within myself and not share my gifts with the world, simply because doing that was very unknown to me. It was frightening. I was afraid that I wasn't going to do things right or I was going to fail. I didn't know what success looked like. And I didn't know that failure actually wasn't going to kill me. But I found that as I've walked this science of mind path that I think we're all on, that I've learned to become more curious about the unknown. Just like Cy Montgomery became more curious in The Soul of an Octopus. When Cy Montgomery meets her first octopus, who's named Athena, by the way, as her guide opens up the cover to the tank, well, something very surprising happened, because as Cy was putting her arms over the tank, suddenly they're covered in all of these tentacles. And the suckers she found were quite literally tasting her. But here's the thing, Athena wasn't tasting her because she wanted to eat Cy. In fact, Athena had already been fed at that point. It turns out that taste is one of the ways that an octopus gets to know who you are. And so it wasn't a painful or harsh grip. It seems that Athena was just as curious about Cy as Cy was curious about her. And here's the thing, here's what's really beautiful. Cy could have cringed at what I'm sure was a very surprising and slimy experience. But instead, she leaned into her curiosity. And because she leaned into her curiosity, she began this beautiful journey of getting to know the many personalities of many different octopuses. And she also learned a great deal about herself. So that's our second idea today. I know that when I'm faced with the unknown, I have a choice. I can choose to give in to the fear and the anxiety that often the unknown will present to me, or I can accept that, yes, my mind is bringing up all of these fears and doubts and anxieties, but I can still become curious about this thing that I don't know. And when I become curious about it, the unknown becomes a little bit more familiar. And I find that in that familiarity, my fears soften. Nowhere has this particular choice shown up more than in my dating life. Now, some of you know that I've been dating for the past year, and I have to tell you, every single date that I go on, I am stepping into the unknown. For example, I have no idea if the person that I'm going to meet matches what they put in their profile. Heck, I don't even know if they're going to look like what they put in their profile. And yet, stepping into this particular unknown has been a very healing journey for me, especially around my own self-worth, because by becoming curious about what I don't know, which can often include my own reactions in these situations that are running on autopilot, I've helped to transform this unknown into a deeper understanding of myself. And that's shifted dating from being this frightening thing that if I'm honest, I avoided, to an opportunity to grow through curiosity. And yeah, I've gone on some bad dates. I've also gone on some good dates too. But throughout all of this, I've become a lot more clear about who I am. And this knowing, it makes it so much easier for me to recognize and know the kind of person that I want to let into my life. And so that's the power of curiosity and this intelligence that's behind everything. This infinite spirit, as we might say in the science of mind. I happen to believe that whatever this unknowable intelligence is, if there's one thing that I do see about it, one attribute, it seems to be very curious. You know, after all, why express itself as us limited human beings who really, I hate to break it to you, don't really know very much? Why do that unless to find out what is it like to be a human? That's curiosity. And there's a power in that curiosity, and that brings me to our third idea. Because I found that curiosity can be the antidote to the fear of the unknown. From my own experience, I know that the more that I'm able to cultivate curiosity in my life, then the easier it becomes for me to let go of old habits that are rooted in fear of the unknown. And I believe that because curiosity is a core part of my being, it's part of my wise self, that when I choose curiosity, then what I'm really doing is I'm choosing my divinity. And so I found that being curious, well, it's one of the best ways that I know to become friends with the unknown. And here's one way that a friendship was built through mutual curiosity, and that actually changed the world. In 1968, a man named Fred Rogers, who most of us will know as Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, he invited African-American opera singer Francois Clemens onto his show to play the character of Officer Clemens. You see, he'd seen Francois Clemens sing, and he was impressed, and that piqued his curiosity. And it turns out that together they would end up making history, because by 1969, even though the Civil Rights Act that banned segregation was passed in 1964, well, segregation was still a very real part of American life, and it was particularly evident at swimming pools. So on May 9th of that year, they did something really beautiful. On the TV show, they took off their shoes and their socks, and they rolled up their pants, and they both soaked their feet in this little pool of water. And this was all while sharing casual, normal conversation. In fact, Officer Clemens didn't want to at first because he hadn't brought a towel, but you know what? Mr. Rogers offered him his. And watching this, and by the way, you can find this video on YouTube. It's really beautiful. When I watch this, it really just feels like the most normal thing in the world. But this seemingly simple and very intimate act between good friends, it turns out this had never been done before on television. And so it directly challenged the status quo. A status quo that I know wasn't rooted in anything that's true, but was instead a symptom of this attachment to fear of the unknown. So Francois Clemens and Fred Rogers' mutual curiosity, it helped to transform perceptions around an act that in reality harms no one, even though it was alien to society at the time. And this wasn't a one-time statement that they made, by the way, because decades later in 1993, and one of Officer Clemens' last appearances on the show, they returned and they recreated this pool scene. But this time, Mr. Rogers gently dried Francois Clemens' feet. Now, this doesn't mean that they had a perfect relationship with each other. In fact, there was a time when Francois Clemens, who was a gay man in the closet, that he would either need to stay on the closet or he would have to leave the show. And that's because he had found out that someone saw Francois at a gay bar. Now, this is understandably a terrible thing to hear, but Fred Rogers was clear that this ultimatum, it wasn't because of his personal feelings about Francois being gay. In fact, he was clear that him being gay didn't change at all how he felt about him as a friend. But it's important to remember that this was a very different time, and, well, to be gay was a big unknown. And had Francois been out and still been on the show, well, it's likely that that would have meant the cancellation of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You see, the fear of the unknown, it was too great from those who controlled television programming for a children's show to stay on the air that featured a gay man. But what I see that's encouraging inside of this story is that despite what was a very deeply painful thing for Francois to hear from his longtime friend, Francois later emphatically forgave Fred Rogers for this ultimatum, and it turns out that they remained friends throughout their lives. And I think that that friendship survived because they still had that mutual curiosity despite the pain. So this is what I think it means to have the soul of an octopus. It's an active choice that we make to try to embody the unknown through our curiosity, no matter how much pain that fear of the unknown might cause us. In fact, I think this is what it means to be curious, that to be curious is to take something into oneself so that we might understand it. Just like Athena the octopus took in little bits of Cy Montgomery's taste so that she could understand her. It's a choice to use curiosity to confront fear and doubt when we're faced with the things that we don't know. And I found it to be a rich spiritual practice for myself, and the more that I do it, well, the safer I know that I also make it for others to be curious. And it's that curiosity that I know helps us to create a world that works for all. So here's a practical way that you can do this, and this is what I like to do. When I'm faced with the unknown, the first thing that I do is I acknowledge and I accept what I'm feeling. Once I've done that, I then remind myself that I actually can have these sticky, uncomfortable feelings and still be curious. They're not mutually exclusive. So let's go back to dating. If I'm on a date, first I acknowledge all of my feelings. I might say to myself, I'm feeling excited and nervous and awkward and a little scared. And this is natural and okay. I'm only having these feelings because I really care about this being a good experience for both of us. So having recognized and accepted my feelings, then I tell myself, even though I'm feeling these uncomfortable feelings, I choose to be curious and to embrace the joy of discovery. I know that I can feel these feelings and I can still be curious. I know that I don't have to let these uncomfortable feelings get in the way of me being myself. And I know that when I do this, both of us get to find out who we really are together. So in a sense, what I'm doing when I'm doing this in my mind is I'm practicing affirmations. It's one of our spiritual practices. And what I'm doing is I'm affirming the fact that curiosity is part of my being. It's part of who I am. It's not something I have to go and get, but rather something that I open to and I allow to flow forth. And I'm also affirming that, yes, my uncomfortable feelings are real. But that doesn't mean that they have to dictate how I act in this situation. And it's an affirmation of my knowing that my curiosity is able to exist alongside my feelings and that I can affirm my choice to make curiosity be my experience rather than my fears. And so this is a practice that I invite you to try for yourself in the weeks to come. Because I know that there are so many unknowns in the world today that are asking, just waiting for our curiosity. I think that life wants to know itself. So ask yourself this now. Where in my life can I bring the soul of an octopus? Where can I set my curiosity free so that I can confidently walk hand in hand, perhaps hand in tentacle, with the unknown? So here's what we explored today. The first idea is that intelligence and connection, they're often just waiting for us, buried beneath the unknown. And when we're faced with that unknown, we have a choice. We have a choice between succumbing to our fears or tapping into our curiosity so that we can then make the unknown known. And I know that when we do that, curiosity becomes the antidote for fear of the unknown, because it makes what might feel strange and alien more familiar. And in that familiarity, we often find deep connection. Now, the truth is that there are probably always going to be things that we don't know. But that doesn't mean that the unknown has to remain alien. So I invite you, be curious. And if you are, you might just find yourself making a new friend, even if that friend has tentacles. So let us share spiritual practice together by praying. And this prayer is available at the info desk on your way out if you want a copy. There is one infinite intelligence, one creative life force behind all things. It is whole because it truly is everything. There can be nothing outside of its infinite nature. This spirit is boundlessly creative, each creation unique in its own way. I know that I am a part of this infinite spirit, expressing itself in this life uniquely as me. I know that this is true of everyone. We are the unique evidence of a boundless creativity that creates from itself. It creates from the power of wholeness, love, and peace. Because it is all, there is nothing it cannot know. It's that knowing that I embody now through the power of curiosity. I let my curiosity guide me boldly through the unknown so that I might find acceptance, connection, and peace. I know that even if I encounter fear or doubt or pain when faced with the unknown, these feelings do not change who I am. They do not change my curiosity. And I know that through my curiosity, I am able to connect in understanding. And from that understanding, I experience a deep peace. Life wants to be known no matter its form, and I choose to know life now. Connecting with my curiosity fills me with great gratitude. I let my gratitude set these words free, knowing in full confidence that the law of mind has already acted on them. And so it is. I invite us all to take a nice deep breath, breathing in, and let out a big sigh. We use our breath to help us to transition to our practice of spiritual circulation here at the center. And please know, from my point of view, from all of our staff, we're so grateful for all of the ways that you share of your time and your talents with this community. It truly is wonderful to witness, to see how we all come together. And if you'd like to support us financially today, there are a number of ways that you can give. First, you can go on our website, cslsr.org/donate. And you can also use text to give. I use that myself. You can send a text message to that phone number, and it will help you set it up so that next time you can text it any number that your heart desires, and it will automatically apply your donation. And today we will pass the baskets. So I invite our ushers to stand and hold the sacred space, and I invite you to hold your gift close to your heart as a symbol of your heart connection to this community, and repeat after me. I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does wonderful work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
I am limitless, tuning to the hum within my soul. I am limitless, tuning to the hum within my soul. I drop into the pocket where the truth lives, technicolor glowing from within. It is safe for me, aligned with limitless possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum ba bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum bum bum. Oh. truth is, technically flowing from within. It is safe for me, aligned with limitless possibilities. I am limitless, tuning to the hum within my soul. I am limitless, tuning to the hum within my soul. I drop into the pocket where the truth is, technically flowing from within. It is safe for me, aligned with limitless possibilities. I am limitless, tuning to the hum within my soul. Sing it with me. I am limitless, tuning to the hum within my soul. I drop into the pocket where the truth is, technically flowing from within. It is safe for me, aligned with limitless possibilities.
Oh, thank you so much, Astra, and the gentlemen of the band, too. I love that about possibilities, because it reminds me that one of the ways that we practice our faith tradition is to use our minds to imagine a greater yet to be. We intend to move into a direction. Now, when I'm setting an intention, I'm deciding to set my focus and my attention on something specific. It's not like a goal that I can check off, like do the laundry, renew my driver's license. That's a goal. No, I'm planting a seed for some quality of life that I want to experience more of in my life. Peace of mind, dynamic energy, connection, security. And this Wednesday is our Thanksgiving Eve service, and as is our tradition, we're going to be using some of the time to practice setting intentions for the year that we want to experience. And now we'll provide the Thanksgiving intention form, and an envelope too, so that you can put your address on it, and we'll mail it back to you this time next year. Now, if you have a stamp, bring it with you to the service, and maybe bring an extra one for somebody who forgot to bring one, and then we'll have it all cleared up and ready to mail back. Now, if you're not going to be able to attend the Thanksgiving Eve service this Wednesday at 7 p.m., some of these cards are available at the information desk. I'll be there, so you can still participate even if you don't come to the service. Oh, and our beautiful Stepping Stones Books and Gifts is going to be open that evening for early holiday shopping. And also that's the place where you can pick up tickets for the magnificent quilt for Project Sleep Warm. That's all available there. Now, the day after Thanksgiving Eve is Thanksgiving Day, and we are hosting a potluck. And if you're coming, please let us know today on our website or on the sign-up form at the information desk. Now, you don't have to bring a dish to attend, but if you are bringing a dish, you're welcome to, as long as you bring it ready to serve. All right, bring it ready to serve. And some people put a little note saying what's inside that dish, and it helps other people with food allergies know what's safe to eat, etc. Now, the potluck begins in the social hall at 1 p.m. this Thursday. And please bring your own plate and utensils so that we can reduce the amount of waste that happens from paper plates and plastic utensils, okay? Now, arts and crafts are a central part of this community, as you probably know. Well, part of our vision includes seeing a world in which beauty is emphasized and where aesthetics are elevated. And over 60 of our resident artists in this community and crafters have donated items for our holiday arts and crafts fundraiser, which is taking place on Saturday, December 13 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you're invited to come and play and view the crafts and maybe take some home with you. It's a gift. So you can bring that beauty and joy into your own home. And of course, all of the proceeds go toward the center. And I heard that there's going to be chili and cornbread and desserts. So that's something you can bring your whole family to. It's also open to the public. Oh, if you've got a favorite coffee shop or bookstore that you attend and they might be willing to put up a poster, we've printed some double-sided poster about the event that you can pick up. Please do ask permission before you put a sign up anywhere, and you can help us spread the word that a holiday arts and craft fundraiser is taking place. This is also the time of the year where we get ready for our winter solstice. It's coming. The longest night of the year. So we have a tradition of gathering on the Wednesday just before the solstice, and we honor the darkness and also celebrate the returning light, not only in nature, but in our own lives. Something deeply meaningful about sharing the warmth of company during the darker nights of the years. It's so beautiful. Because each one of us brings something unique in the form of the light that is inside of us. And when we combine that in a ceremony of reading together and praying together and singing together, well, each one of our lights opens up and shines a little brighter. So our pre-solstice Wednesday evening service is on Wednesday, December 17th at 7 p.m. And we're going to do it right here in the sanctuary because it's become so popular. We're going to take the chairs and we're going to turn them into semicircles facing each other. So when we do call and response, we can see each other's faces. And when we sing, we'll be able to hear each other beautifully. So there'll be music, there'll be community readings, we'll be lighting votive candles, and then the fun part, we will be releasing whatever wants to be released from the past year in a burning ceremony, which we've done every year, and it's quite lovely. So you're invited to come and join us on Wednesday, December 17th at 7 p.m. for our pre-solstice service. And now another light-centric event is our candle lighting service on December 24th, and we do that twice, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And I love what Reverend Russ said last week about the first time he attended the service. This is what he said. I was moved by the message, and what I remember most is the faces of each of you as you approach to light your candle. I remember the hope and love I saw in your eyes and your smiles. It was in that moment that I felt truly connected to our community, and that's why I'm looking forward to it again. Beautiful. That matches my experience. Such a simple ceremony can have such a deep significance. To light a candle and to watch other people doing it, you're welcome to attend. Now, finally, if you are a member of the center, or any members over here? Card-carrying members, and you have a record of volunteering, anybody? And you consistently contribute financially to the center. I know you're out there. Well, then this is your call. The Board of Trustees, who are the backbone of our center, each year look for 3 new trustees, and those are the qualifications. You have to be a member in good standing, volunteer and contribute, and then you are eligible to become part of the leadership of this Center for Spiritual Living. And the Board of Trustees, well, they're basically my boss, so they get to tell me what to do. Now, I thought that would be funnier. If you're interested to know more about serving on the Board of Trustees, come and talk to me in the social hall. I'll be right there to answer all of your questions. Now, if there is something in you that is incomplete, or you cried yourself to sleep last night, or maybe everything is going just well in your life and you would like more, of that joy, whatever it is, after service prayer is available to you to support you on your journey, right here in the sanctuary or online on our Zoom rooms. Either way, we'd love to join you in knowing the truth about you on your spiritual journey, whatever that may be, and in whatever direction you want to go. With that in mind, I invite you to stand as you are able and say after me, what is it that we say? Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here. Let's close in song.